Beau, you were in the midst of inspecting a little ring in your bag, which did tip you off that something was very not right. So first things first, Beau, can you please...
I was going to ask, because he's inspecting it? I thought he was just, I picture him just opening up the bag and seeing it and then closing the bag.
Yes, inspecting might be more detailed than
he knows
Beau
what it is.
was doing. Would you like to share with the whole class?
No.
But speaking of, while your bag is open and you found this ring in there, can you please give me a charisma saving throw?
That is 12.
Excellent. Back outside of Beau's bag, the carriage is hurrying forward as you guys are nearing the end of this clearing, this path of trees, or this path with trees on either side. And you can see beyond it, you see that hill. It's gently sloping upwards. You had seen that around it, the sky definitely looked darker than even it does down where you guys are. You don't hear it. You'd barely even see it, but something at the end of this path that you are barreling towards shoots out. And Pistachio is clearly very spooked as his front legs go rearing up into the air. I need everyone to please, I need everyone please, to make me a dexterity saving throw now.
Good. I was going to say not animal handling. We all have to jump up on the horse.
Not yet.
I got a 19.
I got a 6.
7.
10.
So
Hey!
19,
He
a
finally
6,
did the best
a
at
7,
his
and a
skill.
10. Hey! He got one, guys! We're so happy. So, Viola, Ste'yn, and Snow, you're each going to take 4 points of piercing damage as you suddenly feel somewhere on your body, you feel this piercing and realize that an arrow has just seemed to come from almost nowhere in front of you and strikes the three of you. Pistachio is freaked out and tosses and turns. He ends up falling over. The cart, you guys feel it after this piercing arrow strikes you. You feel the cart is now tipping to the side and essentially tossing you out, which also isn't fun. We're not gonna make you roll the dex save again. We're just gonna add 1 additional point of damage for the three of you, as you were not quite able to kind of ground yourselves before the cart tossed you. So you guys have been launched essentially from this cart. Pistachio kind of reeling on the ground, and you can see he also has now some blood kind of trickling down his front leg, as I point to my own shoulder, which is weird, but I'm also bipedal.
Oh.
And not
Viola and him never became friends.
Yeah, right. You won't feel bad. Yeah, you guys have been tossed from your carriage. Things fallen over. But you're just now at the edge of this tree line.
Can we tell what direction the arrows came from?
They seem to come from forward, directly ahead of you, where there is nothing to hide, really anything.
How badly damaged is the cart? Like, does it still have its wheels?
Is it just tipped over?
I'm gonna hide behind the cart.
One of the wheels, you can see it doing that like continued spinning, and it's kind of like wobbling a bit. The other 3 wheels are on there, but a lot of the seating area appears to, like on one side, that part of the wood is like snapped in the middle.
Viola's gonna try to calm down Pistachio.
Okay, give me an animal handling check.
That's a 4.
He is bucking and throwing his head back, arms flailing. You're just able to kind of avoid him actually hitting you and hurting you worse.
I need to roll a con save to see if detect evil and good stays up.
For taking damage.
That is a 16. We're good.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Have the fiends around us come closer? Have they moved? Has there been any new activity with the sudden arrows and tipping of the cart?
You guys had started to get a little closer. You got a couple of additional pings, but they are still within the trees. The trees are not far from you, but they are within the trees, and they do not appear to be moving any closer to you.
How far are the trees?
Well, here, let's do this then. These guys over here are where the arrows had come from, that direction.
Oh, so we're
Okay.
going up.
So where's
That was the direction we were traveling. Is
Right.
Where's
It's
the
Okay.
cart?
the
Cart,
north
like-
and west. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't put a card in. This is the second time I didn't give you guys a card.
And we don't have a pistachio either. He's already gone.
Just put Buttercup in there to comfort us.
Your cart tipped over like...
We can essentially see trees basically 15 feet away is the tree line if we went that way.
It's not a very wide path. Not
Right.
anymore, it's not. Not what the map would otherwise tell you it ought to be. And as you guys are kind of getting your bearings after the launching from the cart, you now hear a voice that carries, "You're not supposed to be in here. And if they see you, they'll kill you. I've never seen gobs so protective of their stuff before. They dragged it in all the way from the light side, so if you made the mistake of following them, let me just put you out of your misery right now."
Wait, goblins? Is that what this is about?
There's a pause. I mean, I don't know what you're doing here. I know what they're doing here.
And why are you here?
Who even are you?
One thing at a time, Viola.
You get another pause, and this one is extended.
Viola's gonna look around to see if she can see where the voice is coming from.
So you're looking for someone in the trees?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would like to do the same.
Yeah, if you would like, you may make
Yeah.
a wisdom perception check.
Big balls.
Oh, no.
23.
Has it begun, Beau?
10.
23, a 10.
Oh, wait.
Dirty
I
20.
might be able to get it. Okay.
20?
11. If I had a psionic die, does that help?
Don't scratch that off.
Nah.
Snow, were you looking?
I got a nat 1, so I guess not. He's too scared.
Viola and Ste'yn, you hear the voice coming from this direction. So sort of behind you.
The flanking. us.
Behind and to the left, or heading back southish. And you do see small shapes behind these trees. Again, they're not moving towards you, but you can just make out kind of the edge as if maybe a head is peeking out. A very smooth looking head kind of peeking out with one like pointed ear, like floppy kind of pointed ear before it kind of pulls itself back. But you can also see, which I believe Beau had noticed before, that there is some kind of presence that's higher up, pretty well hidden still, but up in the trees, like along one of the higher branches in this area.
And none of them are getting detection ping with Ste'yn. There's no like ping, ping from that
They
direction.
are. She still,
Oh, okay.
she still has it from before,
Yeah.
because I don't think she
Okay.
went to 30
Plus
feet of
the
that.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
they are some kind of fiend. So they're the same kind of fiends that were from earlier?
You can assume probably as much.
Okay.
I think I also forgot to mention before that, probably because of all the excitement, but as things have sort of calmed, quote unquote, you do also hear the sound of moving water on the other side of you, towards the east side.
Viola will point out that they hear the voices coming from that direction.
We know you're there. Why are you hiding in the trees like that?
Show yourself, coward.
Is it dark enough that Viola would think that she might need the night vision goggles?
At the moment, it's more like a cloudy day, kind of dark. But when you look up in the direction outside of the path, it's definitely darker over there. You might consider it potentially.
Right. Viola will go ahead and put those on her head, but like keep them up. She's not putting them over her eyes at the moment.
Perfect. Do you still call out? No,
Oh, yeah.
and Ste'yn.
But he's gonna
Give me
move
a
up slightly.
persuasion. What did you say, Bob?
Persuasion.
Oh, I was just saying he moves up slightly.
That is another natural 1.
What? New dice.
Dice jail
Dice
for
Get
jail.
you.
rid of those dice.
That is a
Natural one. Dice jail for 1,000 years.
They're just gonna
Is it
blast us
21
from that
for Ste'yn?
direction, go straight through us with lightning.
Okay. Ste'yn, you say this in this calm demeanor, despite having to just have an arrow removed from your
He calmly
body.
breaks the arrow off at the point and just sort of throws the shaft away.
You hear some movement and you see that dark figure, but it gets closer, seems to hop down to a lower branch. And it's now sitting maybe 30 feet above you. You don't get that ping off of him. But what you see, or who you see,
Oh, he's not pinging.
no, he's not pinging. You see a gnome sitting there in slightly ratty looking clothes that looked like once maybe they were some relatively nice traveling gear and some leather armor. He's got some dirtied boots, and now his legs are kind of swinging a little bit freely. His skin is white, ashen gray. His eyes are this reddish tone. And you see this 2 size for a gnome bow on his back, as well as a quiver. And he looks down at you, and his feet kind of just dangling there. Those arrows got you pretty good. Makes the game a lot more fun.
Typically, when you're playing a game, everyone knows that it's a game involved. That way we can all share in the fun. What is this game you want to play?
Does Beau recognize him?
Beau might recognize him. He kind of bobs his head like he's thinking, and then he says, well, it's an old game I used to play. Can't do it much anymore. Well, it ends 2 ways, really. It's either you die, and I get a cool trophy, or you stay alive, and I get a cool trophy. But I get bonus points if you stay alive. So if you want, you can lay down nice. My gobs can just tie you up real quick. You can come on back with me. You'll at least stay alive. Or you can keep going in that direction, and you're definitely going to die.
Beau's going to mind link to, I guess, Ste'yn first, and then we'll probably relay the message to Snow second, because he starts the mind link. We should get away from him. He will kill us, one way or the other.
How? I figured that was the case. What do you know about this situation?
I know that we're not a good match against him. We need to leave.
All right, let's try to get out peacefully.
I'm all for leaving. Let's go then.
What direction are we heading in?
South, the way we came, back down the path.
What are you guys gonna do? And he's like slowly takes a quiver. He slowly takes an arrow out.
We make this a little bit more fair, and you give us 2 minutes to strategize and come to a decision as a group about what we want to do. Make sure we're all on the same page if we want to die or lay down our arms. We just learned this was a game.
That actually does sound kind of fun. So you're just gonna stand there, or like,
we're gonna stand there. We might have a little bit of. We're gonna stand here for a couple minutes. We might do a little bit of talking, figuring out what we want to do. But here's the thing: you can't listen in on what we're gonna do, because otherwise that breaks the spirit of the game. You got your surprise on us. Give us a chance to think we get a little surprise on you.
I did get you with those arrows pretty good. It's like, I still got it. He puts the arrow back in his quiver. Oh, all right. And he bends on his butt to face the other way on the branch and just plugs his ears.
And that is our cue to get out of here.
Yes, but how are we going to get out of here quickly?
Which way are we going?
Down the hill?
Back the way we came, right?
Well,
Viola's gonna go up
Point
to
of going back the way we
Pistachio,
came?
and she's gonna use
Or are we
her
going
advantage and try to calm Pistachio down so that he can come too.
You're gonna roll another animal handling?
Mm-hmm.
With advantage? Use that inspiration.
I don't know how fast we can go, but we can fly.
so to just stay, and he's going to...
I rolled a 1 and then a 5, so that is a 7.
Get that inspiration. Really came in handy to save a horse. That didn't work.
You start to help him, and he's like kind of forcing himself back up. But the pain seems to strike him where that wound is, and he whinnies and neighs, and then he just starts to bolt. He doesn't go up the hill. He leaves the tree line, but he starts running kind of along past the trees along the base of the hill towards another thicket that is further west. He goes.
I was gonna say, at the least, it's Viola's goal to make sure that Pistachio isn't hooked to the car anymore and can get away.
So wait, how much time has passed now in game for because he gave us like what, 2 minutes?
This is some simultaneous stuff happening. He doesn't seem like he's a very good planner. He seems like he kind of just wants to go with the flow of whatever sounds the most fun. So he didn't really agree necessarily on a specific time, and he's just hanging out.
So
Did you have something you wanted to say?
There's a slight potential he might be good at tracking me. I don't know if we want to separate because of that.
How good at tracking you? And is there a way we can undo this tracking in the next few seconds?
Can you make me not a monster?
Aw.
That was real.
No,
Well,
to do that it'd be helpful but no.
alright,
But we're not going to leave you behind. We'll just go fast.
Alright, well, if it seems he keeps catching up to us, we'll have to come up with something then.
We'll face a problem when it comes up.
All right, well, we should get going.
All right.
Actually, to Snow, he's gonna be like, is there a way that you can leave an illusion here? Just to buy us some time to make it seem like we're still here?
Depends on how badly you want the illusion. How important is the illusion?
What definition?
What level of power are we talking?
If you want that HD, it's gonna take 5 hours to... I mean, ideally, the more convincing, the better.
All right.
You hear a shout from the tree. Boring!
Yeah, agreed. You kind of are.
Are we just gonna stand here not talking, or
Going.
we leave?
Let's go.
We're planning, but then
Let's
nobody's
Go.
talking.
Pick a direction.
He's gonna be like... and then he's gonna grab
Pick a direction, let's
Viola's
go.
arm and run in this direction, since he's been basically coordinating with everyone else besides her. So that way she knows what's up.
Heading back down the
Viola
path.
will do her best to keep up with Beau.
He's gonna try to stay within their pacing. Actually, he'll stay a little bit
Hey,
behind them.
He's staying behind. Ste'yn was going to bring up the rear.
Oh, I guess so. He'll be like there, like a little bit in front of Ste'yn, but still off. Actually, maybe on this side.
You guys start running, and
As we start running, I cast Phantasmal Force on him. That is
Okay.
a
What's that do?
intelligence save.
okay.
Well, I hope he doesn't.
If
make
it works, he will see and be convinced that we are running in the opposite direction.
He did not make that save. So what does he see?
It finally worked.
What does he see?
He sees the four of us running off in the opposite direction. And it includes sound, temperature, and other stimuli, evident only to him. He will treat that phantasm as if it was real. Even if he sees an arrow going through it, he will rationalize any illogical outcomes from interacting with it.
Okay, you cast this, and immediately you see him, because he wasn't hiding, you see him turning back in the branch, turning on his butt, so now his feet are dangling in the other direction. He looks very calm at first, until you see his head start snapping in the direction of the end of the tree line. And you see him kind of rub his hands together, stretch a little bit. You see him deftly pull 2 arrows out, and his bow leap down, and he kind of snaps his fingers. He starts running a very similar path that Pistachio took. You can't quite see it well from where you guys have moved, but you see him moving, and then you see a few other small creatures that you can now tell with their round, kind of wrinkly heads and their flopping ears, but their skin is pitch black. These goblinoid midnight beasts following in behind him. He's run off.
Assume we keep running a little bit at least.
Well, yeah,
Putting some
I would
distance.
think we're getting further than 35 feet from him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we keep going.
Because at some
You keep
point,
going?
his
Yeah,
tracking
you keep
might
going.
kick in.
You can see now to the side, you can see the river, this river that's flowing in the other direction of where you're running. So towards the opening and towards where that hill is. You guys you book it. You don't hear anyone following. You don't see anyone following you. And after a few minutes, you can probably assume you are in the clear. As you've been running, though, it has felt like it's been getting foggier. Not necessarily darker, but definitely foggier. And it's kind of just settling around you. All right, you've made your getaway. What are you doing now?
Does someone want to tell me what's going on? What are we doing?
Well,
Running.
we're getting away from him.
Bad.
Do we know which direction we need to head to get to Hazelford?
Well, I think we know why the deliveries are being held up at this point, technically.
Oh yeah.
You think anything that goes on this path gets stuck here?
I mean, if this has been around for a while, not many traveling companies are gonna voyage into it willingly, and those that are stupid enough to probably wouldn't make it out.
Well, he said that the goblins were pulling stuff from the light, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing it's those goblins that are stealing things.
Yeah, which... what is that about?
I
And
mean,
what are we gonna do about it?
they're pulling things out of the light. Do you think it's the stars have been looking weird? The weather has been unusual. Are they literally pulling things out from one place or plane or something into another somehow.
So, you think that this is because it's a different plane?
I don't know.
Would it be possible for Snow to have heard of something like this before? Some sort of arcane way of doing this?
You definitely know there are arcane means of traveling between different planes.
Yeah, but normally that's intentional.
Normally true. Something like this would be very unlikely. I hate to say, no, you can't roll for it. That feels gross. I would let you roll. You're trying to see if there's a certain type of magic that would allow you to do it, or any kind of means that would allow you to do it.
Any kind of magical explanation.
I will let you roll an Arcana check, an Intelligence Arcana at disadvantage.
One of them was a natural 20. The
Nice.
other one is an 11.
Okay. I like you started with the 20. Appreciate that. It's like this. No, it's weird and it's unsettling and you don't like it, but it's not something you've heard. People, it's kind of like, oops, I've walked into somewhere different if it was not intended.
Alright, well, it seems to me the options are go back, tell them, and then maybe they'll send people more equipped. Or we do a
Can we
potential
go back?
suicide run.
Now,
Well-
can we go back? Can we get out of this?
Well, I mean, we can. It would just take us a lot more time. Stupid
Ow.
horse.
The horse doesn't make
I
so much
tried my
faster.
best.
We
So
didn't
do you
pass
think
by.
we
Get
could
here in the
walk
first
out of it
place?
as easily as we walked in?
I mean,
That's
walking
not how
out.
traps typically work.
I mean, I think we could turn around and retrace our steps and it will be fine.
When did we even get to wherever here is?
It started creeping in when we woke up, from what I can tell.
It was like this during the night.
Mm-hmm.
The stars were strange.
Just off.
Are we still moving while we're having this conversation, by the way, or did you guys stop? Okay.
I would assume we kept
Okay.
walking.
Are we
Lovely.
walking right now, or you're still running?
So we were
I mean, it
like,
could be a
speed
light jog, I
walking?
guess.
but talking while
Sure.
you run is hard.
Speed walking.
Yeah.
I hate
run
running in
off the
general.
wall.
I would hate to have an important conversation while running. Give me a perception check, everyone.
Oh no.
Okay. That is a 26.
Oh, that was a 21.
My
that is a
third
9.
nat one of the night.
Those dice!
Is that the
I
same?
did.
Oh
No,
my
this is my
gosh.
other snow dice.
You guys are moving, maybe trying to move quickly while you go. Beau and Ste'yn, as you guys are considering, okay, but when did we even get here in the first place? You find yourselves walking up the path that you had come from, but you don't see anyone who was here before.
Ste'yn will stop as soon as she realizes this and
Wait,
just like
so
put
we
her
did a
arms out to
circle?
stop the rest.
You are back where the cart had come through.
Huh.
Does Viola even realize that with a 9?
You two are walking up a path. I mean, eventually I think you're going to realize, especially as Ste'yn stops you, you'll hear
Ste'yn
that
will
river
stop
again.
and explain. We're walking exactly up the same path we just ran down beside.
Well, that's a neat trick.
Well,
I
Or
don't
we
think
just
we'll have to go
batted
forward then.
directions.
Forwards it is. I don't think we get to choose the part we play in this game right now.
Well, let's at
Not
least
like
stay
we're
off the
changing
road.
direction anyways.
Let's go in the
You
tree
want to walk
line.
in the trees?
Yes.
About
We're
how
trying to
long
be
have we been
speedy.
walking?
That's a very good question. You guys were running and then walking and considering. I'd say 20, 25 minutes.
Okay,
So you guys
we're-
travel through the tree lines.
Yeah, this time. I don't know which side of the tree line.
Well, I feel
That's-
like that guy was on that side.
That's true,
So we
so-
should be on the opposite side.
The gnome was on the western side of the path. You guys are
Are
heading
we,
into.
are we doing this stealthily?
We can walk along the river. We could.
I think that would be a good idea.
Alright, so. Good
Roll me
thing-
stealth, everybody.
Viola and Beau get a nat 1 again.
Oh no.
Don't.
I got a dirty 20.
Beau
Dirty
got
20?
a. So far it's a 15. That can be.
17.
Oh, okay, a 15 that can be a 21.
So
Okay.
disadvantage because of armor. One was a nat 20. The other's a 19. So that's
Okay.
a 21 total.
Oh my
And
gosh,
Snow?
look
Yeah.
where all of Josh's luck went.
17.
17, over 20, over 20, and over 20.
So burn the die? The
yes.
Okay, cool.
You go up along the river. It sort of starts to separate a little further, but there's still plenty of trees as you guys move up and along. And this part of the path is not very long, but as you guys are coming up along the river, you do see just a couple of the river itself, it's dark, and you do see a couple random seeming items that are just cracked and broken floating down. It's weird. When you were running before, it seemed to be the water was going in the other direction, the direction you're now going. Now it's coming the other way, so you're seeing these items coming past you. You see a random, a towel or something. You see a shoe coming down the river. And as you start to curve at the northern side of the passage, you come back to where it's opening up. And you see that hill again. Are you now taking a moment to kind of look properly?
Yeah.
While we're right here, Beau is actually going to sneak back over here, and he's gonna grab the ledger from the safe, and he's also gonna
Is the
grab.
cart there?
Oh, well, I was assuming the cart would still be there.
The cart's there. The horse ran off.
Okay, so he's gonna
Okay.
go and grab the painting and the ledger from the safe, but he's not gonna carry around the safe.
When Viola sees him going that direction, she'll kind of whisper at him to grab the map too if you don't have it.
Oh, he has
Not
the
that
map.
it's helping us right now, but
So as you guys get back to the head of the tree line, and you have a moment to see the only other direction you can go in, what you see, there's a wall about 100 feet with very little cover between where you stand now and it. There's this river that you already had seen that again now seems to be flowing up this hill, and it seems to kind of reach this very abrupt end about 20 feet from a gate that you can see up there. You see some discarded items that are in the water, and as far as cover is concerned from this side of this wall, there's a couple of rocks that are a few feet high, more stone boulders by this corner that's kind of closest to you, this side here. There's some rocks, but otherwise it's very sparse. The wall itself seems to reach up about 25 feet or so, but it stretches very far. It looks like it's made of cobbled together different types of planks of wood. There's varied colors of it. The metal gate that you see, it's facing the direction of the trees, and there is at least meant to be a door there, it seems, because that door of this metal gate is on the ground. It looks like it's bent out of shape. What you also see on the wall are these narrow slots, almost like windows, but very thin. They're 20 feet apart going across. And also notable, you see these 4 bell towers, 2 that are up close, 2 that are further back in the distance, kind of make out the shadow of them.
Based off of this wall description, do we recognize it as the wall around Hazelford?
No, this looks more like a small compound than it does a town.
Okay.
This looks like you've come across some kind of cobbled together wall that's surrounding a compound, and you can just see, because it is sloped, you can just see the edge of some kind of structure beyond this wall. You also note that there are a couple of creatures that appear to be inside of this opening of the gate here.
Yeah, we could see 2 right there. Or at least both.
Lovely. Yep, you see another one of those pitch black skinned goblinoids and a taller goblinoid that looks more like a hobgoblin.
How high up is the wall?
About 25 feet or so.
Do you guys want me to go see what's over it?
Might as well.
Beau's going to attempt to sneak across.
Give me a dexterity stealth check, please.
It's a 14 or 15.
Oof.
How perceptive are these goblins?
You don't need to cross off your die. You
Okay.
run up, you apparently sprint up to this wall. And as you're getting closer, you realize, as you can see now a little clearer, it's not just the one wall. You can see that there appears to be this front wall. There's maybe a 10-foot gap, and there's another wall.
Gonna climb the wall and then just peek over the top.
You climb that wall. You peek over the top, and you can see a single, another little gobby that appears to be doing some kind of patrol.
Oh, I think I just saw him. Ah, there he is.
I'm moving him as he patrols.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna leave him here. Okay, anything else I see is beyond that?
Oh, well, I mean, you're on top of the wall now. You can very clearly see there is a structure inside. There's about 25, 30 feet before it leads up to a rectangular courtyard of like stamped earth. And then there's two rectangular, more of these wooden kind of cobbled together walls on what we'll call the north side and the south side of this courtyard. The courtyard itself, you see a few stone benches and a mostly broken stone wall. And then you see on its far side, another wall of wood, but it appears to be attached, kind of thrown together, attached to this stone structure that is in fact roofed. It looks like a very makeshift situation. You also see two tents just on the inside and on the corners of the wall next to the bell towers.
So it seems to be some kind of compound type thing. There's some tents and some kind of roofed structure, and also some more goblins patrolling. How do we want to look around here or move on?
Well, there's not really anywhere to move on to, so I think we're gonna have to figure out something here. My guess would be there's something in the compound somewhere that is causing this illusion, causing us to be trapped here. So we're gonna have to find or them or whatever and figure it out.
All right, should I come back to you, or do we want to scale this wall?
We probably need to scale the wall. Ste'yn will say to Beau, and then she'll also say it out loud to Snow and Viola. And while Beau's been investigating, Ste'yn has been ritually casting Detect Magic to get that up and sensing things.
That's 30 feet.
Yeah, so it's probably not useful yet, but it lasts 10 minutes.
I mean, you do get one random ping. As you are coming up, or as you guys are standing here, let's see. Something little from that river seems to ping. And this part of the river is just full of, like, junk and stuff. You see discarded, like, pillows and tapestries, books that were left in there, and the pages are now wet and coming apart.
What school of magic is it?
The one that is pinging, I'm gonna say transmutation.
And is this river flowing into or out of the compound? I wasn't super clear on that with the description.
It isn't clear. It seems to kind of change which way it goes. At this point, it seems to be coming back up the hill, and that's why these things are kind of just sitting about at the riverbed.
Oh, Ste'yn's gonna go pick up that object.
It is one of the... Sure.
How
It is
goes
one of
it?
the few still intact ceramic pots that are in there. The others are cracked in at least 3 ways, and this one seems to be intact. It's got some weight to it, but it looks like a clay pot. It's got some pretty floral design along the edge of it,
Alright,
but it doesn't look like it's particularly pretty painted or anything. It's pretty plain.
Ste'yn will pick it up and put it in her bag to investigate later.
Well, you have additional 10 pounds on you. You got this, girl.
Oh, she does. She's fine.
Okay. What did you guys decide you wanted to do?
Well, Beau's got... What are you guys doing?
Ste'yn said we were climbing
Ste'yn
up, so
found a pot.
Viola walked over to where she saw Beau go up.
Viola can
She
give
just
me a stealth check
Casually
as well.
walked across.
Well, no, she would have
She's
like
whistling as she's
come
going.
down here and like worked her way across over here and then come across.
Please give me a stealth check.
I mean, you don't have disadvantage, so that's good.
Yes. I was so glad. I understand it, and also it bothers me sometimes.
17.
Okay. Yeah, you follow that path, super sneaky, and make your way over to where Beau is at the top of this cobbled together wall. You don't seem to have alerted anyone's attention.
How high up this window that he's by?
It's not very high up. It seems, if you peek down at this goblin that's doing its little traversing, it's eye height for him.
Okay, he's gonna
And
like
on the
motion
goblin, you do see
for her to stay out of
bow and
window
arrow.
view.
Viola will get her rope out and kind of like shake it around up at Beau so he can see that she's got rope.
He just pulls out rope from his bag.
You too?
Yeah,
Me too.
he had.
She'll shake her
Wow.
head and then just start stuffing her rope back into her bag.
He's going to message over to both of them one at a time. Can someone go see Viola? I have no way of telling her anything.
We're coming. Ste'yn will
Not in the
try
way.
to sneak her way over to Viola.
Okay, you're taking the same path that she took?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Please roll me a stealth.
We're gonna use that inspiration.
You love inspiration.
So it's a regular roll.
Same.
Yes. Is this a 19?
Nice.
Okay. You don't appear to have been spotted by whatever is looking about.
I rolled a 2, so I used my inspiration and rolled a 2. So that brings me up to a 6.
Sixes are fun. Okay. You start following behind Ste'yn, and as you are crossing below these windows, you hear just like as an arrow comes headed towards you.
Does Beau see that goblin take notice of him?
Were you looking down, or were you looking at your friends approaching?
He has vision of both sides of the wall.
Yeah, you probably see him as he pulled the bow and launched.
So Beau's
Dear.
going to run down along the top of the wall to get into range, and then throw a knife at that goblin, hoping to take him out quickly.
Okay, first off, does an 8 certainly does not hit your armor class. Excellent. Yeah,
Made
you
of
heard
stronger
the thunk,
stuff than that.
and an arrow goes whizzing past you. Beau, you're gonna jump down and attack him?
No, he's throwing a knife.
You're gonna throw. That's what I mean. You
Yeah.
know what I meant. Beau doesn't get.
And he
physical up
doesn't see
close. That's
Beau, so he
crazy.
has he has advantage, right?
I approve.
So one is a 6, but the other one is a 12 plus, I think it's 5. Yeah, so 17 for the other one.
17 will hit.
So that's 4 plus 3 plus, so that's 7 plus 4, so 11 total.
Yeah, 11 total as you launched your psychic dagger at him.
Yeah, and then he's going to use his bonus action to follow up with another one.
No, that's okay. You don't have to. You
Oh,
launch
really?
this dagger. You launch this dagger. It sinks into this goblin who doesn't even have a chance to shout out,
Oh, thank
whether
goodness.
it's in warning or pain, as it collapses.
All right, so
He's
with
just a little gobby.
with that, he's going to climb down on the other side of the wall and open up the window over here.
So you see the windows now. They're not so much windows as they are arrow slits, where they are watching and preparing to shoot from.
Oh. So he's going to tie one end of the rope in the arrow slits, and then he's going to run it back up and then throw it over the other side of the wall.
Okay, give me a quick sleight of hand check
Hey.
for that rope. Let's do it right this time.
All right, sleight of hand. That is a
Dexterity, sleight of hand.
22.
Beautiful. You're gonna get it right this time because the wall back in the Peace District.
Viola can go first.
Oh, is the
Viola
rope just
can-
automatically secure? I'll take it. If it is.
Why did you say anything?
Sorry. But
It was just such a great plan, I assumed. But,
Okay, no,
sure,
no.
give me a
No,
survival
no.
check.
Oh.
Make sure that rope
Don't
is
you
nice
know
and
how
secure.
to tie a knot?
I assume you do know, so let's
You
just make sure
cannot
the
know.
dice know you know.
Well,
me that
Snow
nat
is
one.
over there.
Give
He's
me that
going to
nat
help.
one.
So far it's a 7 plus 4, so that gets up to 11, and I'm gonna use, it's a d6, right? For Bardic Inspiration? Alright, that's 14.
Okay? The rope feels pretty good to you. Maybe not your best work, but it looks pretty good.
That was just practice. This one, no one's falling off of this one. So you tie that rope, you secure it, you're pretty confident in it.
Alright,
Throw
and
the
then-
other side over.
Yep.
Okay. All
When
right.
Viola sees the rope come over, she'll try and start climbing.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
7.
This wasn't
All that
your
trash talk to
favorite.
Ste'yn coming back to bite her in the butt.
This could help. This would assist you with vertical distance. Not so much long ways distance, but vertical distance. You might
Hey,
appreciate
Ste'yn.
something like this.
I found something to help you with walls. She was just talking about how this ring helps you with vertical distance. I feel like it's perfect for you.
Mm-hmm. The wall returns.
Oh, that's right. We have to see if Ste'yn can redeem herself.
Well, first things first is Viola starts climbing and she starts to go, and maybe she's not used to the weight missing from her armor or something, but she starts to go, slips up, and crashes back to the ground.
And Ste'yn try to catch her to negate the sound and stuff.
Ste'yn so much quieter.
Very athletics.
At least
Athletics
it's not
check.
metal on metal.
Try and catch her.
That's a
true.
16?
Yeah, I'll allow it. That hits. That's good. That's fine. She comes crashing down, and it's not metal on metal this time. It's just her hitting you, and you're already kind of secured on the ground, so it's not nearly the same kind of thudding as would probably get someone's attention.
Let's try this again, shall we?
Viola will back up and like go first.
After you,
All
Wall
right.
Master.
Let's try this. This is not gonna work.
And
But let's
Viola
try it.
like position herself to try and help Ste'yn or like catch her if she falls, just in case.
Beau's gonna mind like
So
going to
imagine
snow.
it this way.
Oh, sorry, what?
Yeah, so this is a 25-foot wall, and you guys are, the two ladies are both over 6 foot, right?
Mhm.
Just tell me how you want to assist her.
Viola will like get in a position to like take her foot in her hand and like boost her too.
Lovely. You can roll with advantage, Ste'yn. Like, between
Okay.
the two of you, if you were like foot on shoulders, like you're halfway up already. Every DM's nightmare. It's the door or the wall. Ste'yn!
Ste'yn, what did you
Ste'yn,
do?
no! You have advantage.
Yes, I got a 5 and a 6. And then she'll go over to the window and attempt to do the same thing, because that seems to be the thing to do.
This is not Ste'yn's night.
Oh my gosh.
It is not.
And Viola
Wait,
just
let me
trying
add
to
a
like.
D4 because she's still spamming guidance. Okay, that brings it up to a 9.
So half of Ste'yn is inside and can see what's going on now, while the other half remains on the outside. Please give me either a strength athletics or a dexterity acrobatics.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Ah! You start to climb. When you get to the top of the wall and you start coming down the other side, it's feeling good until you feel this not fun slack in the rope, and the rope gives.
Beau's gonna message over to Snow,
We're
can you
totally-
help them? Dude,
I mean, wait, I
They're
can
better
add
at this than I am.
clearly not. He's just staring through the arrow slits.
You're staring through the arrow slits at them as they try to figure out how to try this one more time, and you also hear now the thudding, hurried footsteps as whatever creature, as the hobgoblin and the goblin from the gate are alerted to some sort of issue and come back
So
out.
he's gonna, since he said that he does hear them, he's going to go up there and he's gonna throw it at the nearest one once he gets like a little bit to the top.
Okay, which one?
Well, if that's
they're
the
coming out now.
closest, then it'll be that one. Or does one of them
Hobgoblin?
seem to have any kind of like horn on them?
No, but he looks like he's got a good set of lungs. Like
Okay.
he's going to...
Yeah, so throw it at them, and I don't think they still see him, so he still gets advantage, right?
I'll allow it.
So that is 14.
Viola is watching just in case she sees like it looks like they're gonna run to go get help or yell to get help or anything like that. If that does happen, then she has something that she would like to try.
Okay. 14 does not hit as you launch this psychic dagger at it, and it does not seem phased, it does not seem to be hurt.
Then he's gonna throw another one.
Sure, I'll allow you one more. And if this is not successful, we're rolling initiative.
Oh, so that one has a 23.
23 will hit.
That is a 5, 10, 12, 15.
15 damage. Dang. Okay. You seem to have gotten the runts of the litter as the first one doesn't hit the way you think it should. You see this guy coming barreling towards your friends, and you launch that second dagger, and that one seems to sink and hit true. Sinks into the hobgoblin as well, and it's like just as he's about to let out this bellow, he stops and then just collapses forward. The midnight goblin watches its large friend fall over, and instead it just kind of stares and starts taking some steps back.
If Viola sees it start walking backwards, she's just gonna full sprint at it and try to tackle it and maybe cover its mouth too.
Give me a strength athletics check to grapple it.
Athletics or just strength?
Athletics. For an opposed grappling roll.
18.
Why does that? I think my die is weighted poorly too, because that's the third 4 I've rolled.
As long
Just all
Not
getting the
under
low numbers
20.
tonight.
This is meant to be a gloomy night, it seems. Yeah, you're able to just dive, and your whole form covers this thing. It is a small creature compared to you. So if you wanted to cover its mouth or whatever you want to do, you have him grappled.
Yeah, she'll wrap her arms around it and put a hand over its mouth, and she'll just look back at Ste'yn and Snow and say, "What am I supposed to do with this thing?"
Knock it out.
That.
Can Beau just throw another
Try and,
knife
like-
while it's grappled by?
She'll try and
It'd be
like
at
knock it
disadvantage.
on the head to knock it out.
Sure, give me just a straight up strength.
17.
Yeah, that'll hit it.
For an unarmed strike, it just says 4 damage.
Because between having it grappled and exactly where you need it, you just conk it on the head, and its beady red eyes just roll backwards. It kind of goes limp in your arms. So you are now holding an unconscious goblin, midnight goblin, but the front of this wall appears to be quiet now.
I think now we could just use the front door. Beau, is there anyone patrolling right now? Are we clear to just come on in, or do you want us to try and come on top of the wall again?
Let me take another look up. So does he see, because now I can't see anything beyond where he is right now. Does he
So
see
you-
another patrol?
You peek back over the wall, and you don't spot anything immediately. You don't see anything that's in this whole kind of front area, this courtyard, or
What is the
in front of this structure. Or...
Does Hobgobby or Midnight Gobby give off any sort of magical energy?
From your detect magic,
Yeah.
no.
So there's nobody currently?
You
Where's-
don't currently see anyone
where's the
in
front
this
door?
front area. So, looking at this
Walk through it.
courtyard here, yeah, so you see these 2 tents that are here, those, etc. This is the courtyard. This is a doorway across on the other side of the courtyard, this 40-foot plus courtyard. And then you see these 2 walls that are forming this like rectangular wooden structure. You do see additional windows of those slitted windows at the furthest end, the flat end of the 2 wooden structures, and you see one on either side that's facing into the courtyard.
Viola will take a couple minutes to like cut off a couple feet of rope and hog tie the midnight goblin.
While she
thing.
does that, Beau's gonna go grab his rope from back there and wrap it back up.
Grabbed your rope back?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys continuing to stealth, or are you just walking normally?
I think we should still stealth.
We can
Okay.
try.
Certainly can. Everyone please give me a stealth check.
New dice.
Viola, get away.
Finally.
8.
Oh, gee.
8.
22.
So I
At
have
least it
a-
wasn't matching ones.
I have a 12 plus 4, so 16.
You guys head into this inner courtyard area of this compound. Where are you headed?
I think, well, this is a door right over here, right?
That is a door. Inside of this little, it's just since you now have a clear view. So you see this courtyard, you see the 4 benches. You also see now, much clearer, they were a little small before, but you can see what appears to be kind of a makeshift cooking fire with some thin sticks of wood used to make like a spit for cooking over the fire. You also see 2 fairly decently sized gold platters beside this fire. Or it's no longer a used fire. It's an old fire. You see 2 gold platters on the ground and 2 wooden steins. You see like some food scraps that are kind of just trailing inside from where you entered, which was a rather foul smelling entryway. I forgot to mention. It was pretty foul smelling. There's like one particular corner you walked past that had like a real nasty odor, and you also saw some food over there, as well as dropped little items like, you know, a rag doll or something was just dropped on the ground. Seems rather carelessly forgotten.
Anything
You
magical?
see a lot of that. Nothing additionally magical here.
Viola will take a look at the plates and just see if she recognizes that it's like a specific brand or anything, or like if this is one of the missing.
It's from IK.
You found their
Or
stuff.
maybe
They're fine.
Walmart.
The nice side of Walmart. Sure, give me an intelligence check.
5.
And I will.
It's a nice golden plate, which in and of itself, that's a good, it's a hefty golden plate.
I will pick up the rag doll.
You have a pretty moldy looking ragdoll.
Beau's gonna twist the doorknob over here.
Yeah, there's like a little knob on there. It appears to be unlocked.
Right, so he's gonna open it slightly. so you could peek into it.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
It's gonna be a 12, or it can be, or a 13, or it can be 19.
Burn that die. You push it open. You see a narrow, short hall. The earth, it's still like stamped earth here, and the walls are still those mismatched planks. You see a door on either side of this narrow hallway and one door straight ahead, but the door straight ahead looks like a very solidly made, it's a stone wall with a metal or with an iron grate.
Can you notice anything that looks like it could be a trap or anything like that, like wires or anything?
Give me a perception check.
So that's a 1.
Yeah, I mean, you barely even think to consider how someone could even make a trap in a place like this. It's just so shoddily built
Well, he
together
was already
anyway.
considering it because he was looking for it, but he doesn't see anything, I'm guessing.
You don't see anything, no.
Usually not.
Which comes as no surprise.
Is there anything magical in there that Ste'yn notices?
No, I don't think she does.
At the very least, it seems like there's no magic things in this hallway, so he's gonna take another step up and he's gonna test this door now, over here.
Mm-hmm. That door is locked.
Oh, it is? Because I just clicked on it and it opened. So I didn't
You
realize I
should
could
not
do that.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
I got
should not
passed
have.
down.
Viola's gonna stay right behind him.
But it's gonna try and lockpick it.
That is your proficiency
And his dexterity, so +5.
and such.
So that is 14 or 16 if needed.
Okay, you don't need to mark that off. It's a pretty crude looking little lock that's in a moment you can pop that open.
Alright, and then he's gonna, again, open it up slowly or whatever.
Yeah, easy enough. You're now kind of accustomed in this area to how these doors, the doors in the wooden walls seem to move. You open this door into another very thin, very confined space. It looks like a small bedroom. It has like dark patches on the walls and on the floor. You get that same kind of musty odor, just immediately assaults you. And you see a hammock that takes up more than half this room. That looks like it's very patchwork looking hammock.
Viola, can you hold the door open, just in case?
Sure. She'll stand in the doorway.
But it's gonna
open
go and investigate this hammock.
Give me an investigation.
It's
Or not.
6.
You find underneath the hammock, you see this little... you see a little, also kind of moldy looking pouch that looks like it could hold like a set of dice. And then you pick it up and realize it's empty.
Oh, then he's just gonna chop it.
Sorry, 6.
Anything interesting in there?
No.
Okay.
Are we trying a different way?
Okay.
Snow, anything on your end?
Are the doors unlocked over on the down here?
On the right-hand side, that door is, you kind of tested a little bit, that door is unlocked.
Ah.
You walk in, and on this hammock in this small, musty-smelling room, there is a midnight goblin that appears to be on its back, gently rocking in this hammock. The door opens, and it kind of seems to be startled out of sleep, and kind of sits upright, rubs at its eyes for a moment, looks up.
As soon as I see it, I close the door instinctually.
Okay, you close the door.
Yeah, there's someone in there.
Is there a handle on it?
Get behind!
It's like a, like it's one of those twist and turn things. Like, is that
Sure.
the kind of handle? Viola, can you break the handle? Lock him inside.
Viola will try to break the handle.
Give me a strength check.
Maybe.
12.
Yeah, you give the handle a good push and tug, and then it snaps off. A loud, resounding as it cracks off of the door.
So I guess we're going forward.
Sold.
Door number 3.
This is a hallway.
What's behind door number 3?
You walk in, and at this point, where you had kind of, I know I said it was darker outside, it was more like a cloudy gloom outside. As soon as you step inside, the only bit of light you get from this hall is just what's coming in from that doorway. Otherwise, there are sconces on the walls, but they are out. So, Viola, I believe you had your goggles of night on. So you can see this very long and thin stretching hallway. There's like reinforced wooden doors on either side, the north and south sides. And along the wall you had just come through, there are 2 additional doors, one further towards the north side, one further towards the southern side.
Right or left?
We want light.
We want light, we can make that happen easily.
I'm okay. I got my night vision goggles now. I can see.
Then keeping it dark might be to our advantage right now.
I mean, the goblins can see the same as we do.
True. That's why it's
Viola, roll a perception check for me.
Dirty 20.
As you guys are discussing what to do, you hear the creaking and kind of sad swinging and creak of the door behind you opening that you had broken the knob off of as that midnight goblin kind of wanders out looking very confused. And as he turns, he can see you through the doorway.
Close the door.
He
There's another door there. Just close it.
It's more like a gate, like with some grates, like a grating kind of thing with the metal poles.
Still stops him.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to get through.
Viola will immediately try to tackle him.
The old fallback.
Give me a strength check.
Dirty 20.
Is a lot better than a natural one. You tackle him, and this time the earth is because it's the stamped down earth, it's much more compact. And when you tackle him, his head smacks into the ground, and he is immediately unconscious.
She will again take a short length of rope and saw off her rope and hog tie him.
Oh, that's right. You hog-tied the other one. All right. He's on the ground. He's
I'm
tied
kind
up.
of guessing like no more than 3 feet of rope. I've been taking off 3 feet.
Yeah, if you want to get his... Yeah, that should be fine. He's a little thing.
So I was gonna message over to Ste'yn. Quick question. How are you feeling now? You were coughing when we were on the carriage.
Hey, Ste'yn, give me a constitution... Everyone, please give me a constitution saving throw.
Gosh, dang
Thanks.
it!
Thanks, David.
Well, he was concerned for her. I didn't think the DM was gonna meta game it.
19.
30-20.
Ste'yn, you said a 12, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You still feel that heaviness, but it's just the same as it was before. You don't feel like it's affecting you additionally, but you do feel incredibly unsettled still.
Worse than it was before. We're fine.
I'm sorry, it's what?
Nothing worse than it was before. We're fine. I'm fine.
Well, alright. Let us, say something. Don't
No
need you
promises.
collapsing on the ground like Nora.
I think you'll find I'm pretty hard to knock down.
Right
He's just
or
gonna-
left?
These doors unlock?
You're doing the door, you're checking the door further north side?
Yes.
Not all the way to the end, but along the wall. Check it, that one appears to be unlocked.
Now looks inside.
You go ahead, open that door. It appears to be some kind of dining room, potentially. It has these 2 different sized tables. The one that's more towards the middle of the room, there's like a moldy loaf of bread there. Behind the second table, you see there's a bowl, and behind it, there's a small barrel. The lid is slightly ajar. You could just make out a clear kind of liquid inside.
Viola's standing back in the doorway to keep an eye on the hallway.
Alright, well, I don't think anything important's gonna be off of the kitchen or dining room.
Anything magical?
There you go.
About to ask.
Yeah. You like how that barrel's looking.
Ste'yn goes to look more closely at the barrel.
Mhm.
What's full of magic?
It is abjuration.
There's some sort of potion in this barrel. Abjuration magic. Can
Pretty
Ste'yn
useful.
investigate it or try to figure out what it might be?
Give me an intelligence arcana check.
Hey, that's an 18.
Cleverly, it's not quite the same color as you've seen, but it appears to be of a similar nature to like protective potions against like specific things. Like this was made specifically for something. That much is a little trickier to tell just from without like proper analysis. But based on the magic ping and what it looks like, you get that sense. It protects from something specific. Maybe a certain type of creature or being.
Seems like it protects from some sort of specific creature or being. I can't tell what, but it could be helpful.
How big is the barrel?
Probably 2 gallon.
That's not too big.
Yeah, so we could take it with us.
Bo's gonna go up to this door and try and open it. I
It
don't
is
know if
unlocked.
it's okay, cool. So I clicked on it
Mhm.
and it opened, and I didn't know if that was
Yep.
supposed to happen.
So you make your way to the far north door. It is unlocked. It opens into a short hallway. It has kind of a weaker looking wooden door along that left wall. And then there is one more door that is along the wall you just walked through. That one looks like it's like a proper reinforced wooden door. And this room is also, there are sconces in it, but it is dark.
Just gonna see
I
if
will
this...
light one of the sconces with prestidigitation.
Is this door supposed to be able to open?
Yeah.
Let's Beau open that. It just
Okay.
looks like
Just threw that
an-
door open. You're looking into another hallway. This one also stone. The most notable thing you immediately see is that to the side, there is a part of the wall that is broken. And it looks like very large boulders were kind of shoved and wedged into place to block it off from whatever might be across that door or that wall. There is a spot where it bends on the far end, and it leads to a more narrow spot. Beau, you pop over there and immediately see that there is another midnight goblin standing by, who, as you walk over, it spins around.
Beau's
And
going
as it
to
sees
use
you.
his bonus action to give himself advantage and throw a knife at it.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Nice.
I mean, that hits.
19 times 2, so 38 damage.
I believe
God.
you've deftly murdered this guy minding his own business. But I mean, he's a midnight beast. We don't care. They're not smart enough to have feelings and respect things and understand things, obviously. It lets out this small little squeal of its final death throw and falls to the ground.
Is there anything past it, like over here or over here? It doesn't look like it on my end, but I don't know if that's just a glitch.
No, there
He
is.
was
It
just
looks like it was. It appears to have been standing at the end of a hallway,
Does it have anything on
where
it?
it seems to.
I was gonna search it.
Sure. He's got a sword, a scimitar. He's got a short bow.
No arrows?
Yeah, there's a quiver. It's got like 10 left in it. Oh, you know what you do find for free? You find one stone die, a 9-sided die. It's irregular. It's very strange.
Alright, he's gonna take that.
Roll me a perception check.
Perception is an 18,
Okay.
or it could be a 21 needed.
Yeah, as you went to go investigate the Midnight Goblin, something about that wall gave you a sense of it's different than the other walls. And not in the sense like the one that is very clearly destroyed and it's had boulders shoved in the way, but it's a different kind of style. It's sitting differently in place.
Something that can happen when he touches it?
You touch it and it feels like it could move. It kind of feels like it's not solidly built.
So he's going to push. He's also, while he's pushing, telling Snow and Ste'yn that he found a weird wall with the mind link.
Okay.
I
Say,
love
after
weird
a little
walls.
bit of him being around the corner, Viola would kind of like not yell down, but like talk down the hall and be like, "What you doing down there, Beau?"
I found
So-
a wall.
She'll-
While Beau was exploring and you guys were by that other door, were you going to investigate that other room while he was in this direction? Or were you waiting on him?
Snow was going to take a peek.
I'd allow that
If it was
while you were
unlocked.
waiting. Yes, and it was unlocked. When you pushed the far left door open, it opened into a larger looking bedroom, more like a barracks. There were 8 beds, 4 along either side, all of them disheveled, the whole room smelling, again, very musty. Everything has some kind of stain on it, somewhere, somehow. Yeah, that's what you initially see.
If Stan is standing behind him there, he'll ask her if there's anything magical in the room.
You spot underneath one of the beds, you see another kind of little box. The top is broken, so it's not really doing much good. It's like a whole quarter of it that's just chipped off. But inside of it, you see a couple of playing cards that appear to be giving off a little glow.
The playing cards. We'll go investigate the box to check it out. And
Ooh,
the
fun.
cards are magical, Snow.
Nice.
What's
I'll
the
take
school
those.
of magic?
I believe those would also be transmutation. Is that the one?
Sure.
Or conjuration.
And
I'd
how
have to
many
double-check.
are there?
There appear to be approximately 30 of them, of
Lovely.
an otherwise 54 card deck.
All right. I think Snow picked those up.
Yep.
And then we'll go back out of the room.
And then you guys make your way back over to where the others are, just as Beau is pushing. And Beau, you realize it's not so much a push against that wall as it is a kind of slide. So it's got some weight to it, but you start to slide this door. And even before it moves just half a foot, you can already see a very small enclosed space behind it that is full with what appears to be some kind of metal cage. As it goes a little bit further, you note that there is something in that metal cage.
Is this just the cage, this?
Yes, that is the cage.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't move into it. There is no space for you. It takes up, the cage, this like solidly like 10-foot high cage with a very tall creature in it. Do you move the door, the wall the entire way across?
To get a look at it, he probably would, if that's the only way he can get like a full view of it.
You honestly could get a pretty decent view of it when it's just maybe even halfway across, because you can still see past and you can see into this cage. The bars are far enough apart that you can see clearly, not far enough that this creature could kind of, loose itself free by sliding through. But what you see is this large fur-covered creature. It does not have the blackened skin or fur that you would associate with a midnight beast. And yet, the look of it feels like it is constantly ready to attack. Like it is constantly prepared to leap out. You guys didn't turn the light on in here. You didn't light anything in this area?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Maybe it's the sound. It could be the first sound it's heard clearly for who knows. But as the wall moves aside, whatever that creature is turns immediately, spins. And looking down, you see this dripping, drooling, sharp-toothed, it's not even a grin so much as just it's baring its teeth. The snout of this creature comes out. And as it catches eyes with you, locks eyes, these dark, just fearsome-looking eyes, that's when those teeth seem to almost spread like a grin. Like a hyena-like grin. And its claws come up and grab hold of the bars as it sees you. It howls.
Is its snout still like sticking out?
It didn't so much stick its snout through the bars as it's just glaring down at you. But it is the unmistakable presence of an absolutely bloodthirsty, ravenous-looking gnoll that has been caged here. As it's seeing you and just staring at you, it's now immediately getting agitated. It's grabbing the bars. It is like stomping its foot, like it is ready to tear out and grab
Beau's gonna
you.
put the hand of the goblin through the bars.
Oh, just
Okay.
shut the door.
It grabs the goblin's arm and yanks it out of your grip.
Well, I mean, he wasn't holding it. He just kind of placed it and then let go.
Yeah, it grabs the goblin, almost as if just having something to do. It just begins to tear at the arm. You watch its claws sink into the flesh of this goblin, and in short order, the arm is detached, and you see just the bone, and you see the muscle just hanging, sinew, just limply. It throws that down, and it starts going for the head next. Soon,
Oh, shut the
that is
door.
also
Yeah.
gone.
Enjoy your meal. And then he closes the door and backs
You
away.
You slide it back, and you can still now hear banging. You hear this constant rhythmic banging of its fist on metal beyond the door.
Well, he's voracious.
Well,
Okay.
as long as he's back there, we probably better see what else has been alerted to our presence.
Anything?
And you said this
Interesting.
door can't open because it's with boulders or whatever?
You're not just gonna open that one.
Yeah, you said there was
or
like
move
rocks.
the boulders aside. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That would take some effort. Snow, where are you?
Snow waited for the others to leave. He goes back to the room, draws his rapier, and plunges it into the knoll through the bars.
Roll your attack.
That is only a 9, but he is
Okay.
going to keep stabbing for as long as it takes.
Yeah, you drive it in there and it misses. You go again. It's going to grab at your arm.
Can
if you
Beau
are
throw
going
a
to,
knife past Snow into it from right where he's at?
You moved back to see.
Yeah.
He waited for y'all to walk around,
But he would have
so y'all
heard
aren't
it.
seeing this.
He waited for them to turn the corner. So if you were back over, just for the sake of argument, if you were back over by that stone heading out, if he attacked, I'm gonna say let's roll an initiative and see where everyone is properly.
Initiative 19.
18.
12.
21.
All right, Beau, you rolled the 21.
Yeah.
Okay, so Snow, you stabbed at the creature. It missed. You stab at it again. It is like gleaming and excited and it's ready for more food, more prey. So in that instance, the howling it is making with the door pushed aside is a different kind of howling than when that door is shut, which probably is part of what the door was there for. So with Beau at the top of the initiative, Beau, you would be able to hear the howling is no longer like the muffled, it's like a out loud coming through this place. Who knows who else is hearing this now?
Yeah, so he would have come back down here, and then if he saw, I don't know, going for him or whatever, so he would have thrown a knife at it. And if he needs to get a better position, he'll climb up on the wall to do it.
That'd be fine. It would be irregular. I won't say that this is a sneak attack or advantage, unless you're using that bonus action again.
No, because he moved. You can only do it if you don't move.
Gotcha.
Dirty 20.
Okay, a 20 will hit.
That's 14 damage. And then for his bonus action, he's going to throw another one. That one's going to miss because he only got 8.
That will miss. You throw the second one, and it does not sink and land true. Is there anything else you're doing?
How high up were the ceilings, though?
They're probably as high as those walls outside, like 25, 30 feet.
All right, he'll go up,
They're pretty
he'll go up 10 feet, just so that way, if either of those...
Let's say these are 20 as if there were like a top story, but we're not going to worry about a top story right now.
Okay, so his still just go up 10, so that way, if those two were to come that direction, he won't be anywhere close to them.
Snow,
If it's still alive, he's going to keep stabbing.
go ahead, roll your damage, or roll your attack.
Just immediate damage.
Yeah, just,
I'm fine with his
honestly-
rolling damage if
Honestly,
you don't
I
mind.
thought about it. That's probably why I said it.
That's a 19 to hit.
19 will hit. Roll that damage.
Viola, get a crit.
Viola just thinks to herself, if only I made that swing.
You did 14
5
damage,
points.
though?
Yeah.
No, you sink your rapier. Where did you aim it?
The face.
This thing had grabbed towards your arm as you had missed that second strike, and it now had brought its face right towards the bars. It let out a ferocious scream, like it was ready to sink its teeth directly into your own face, your flesh, and instead it tastes your blade, and it is a solid and sinking kill. It stops screaming. It stops clawing for your flesh, but it still seems to be staring you in the eyes, even as it slowly kind of slides down, partially sliding down along your blade as it's dropping to its knees and then falling against the bars, unmoving.
With his reaction, he is going to use an item that he has. And are there any torches in this room?
This hallway does have torches. Give me a dexterity stealth check if it's meant to be unseen, and Beau, please give me a perception check.
Okay, uses inspiration.
He's like, I want to know.
23.
Well, it's not going to beat that.
Good to know. But no, there are sconces, but they are not lit in this room.
He takes a torch, tosses it through the bars, and lights it using prestidigitation so that the null will burn.
It lands squarely onto its fur and its disgusting, tattered armor, makeshift armor, and you watch as the fur, the parts that are not wet with blood, start to catch. And quickly, that smell of burning fur and hair is wafting towards you.
Can Viola
He
and Ste'yn
watches
smell?
for a moment before turning around and leaving.
Okay. It hasn't reached as far as that, Viola. So unless you guys, in this time, you'd have time to come over, but probably happen pretty swiftly. Are you closing that door? Okay.
Yeah, he closes the door and walks away.
All right.
Okay, where to next?
On our next tale.
Ste'yn's gonna look over at Snow as they're walking and just quietly ask, "Better?"
Oh, I also wanted to mention that when we walked back by the goblin that Viola hogtied, she would have just like peeked at him again to make sure that he was still out.
You hear this incredibly loud crashing sound. Two entities turn in your direction. One whips its head in your direction. The other very slowly turns. You're the ones making so much noise.
Sorry.
We didn't mean to end up here.
Beau's
It
gonna
just
go
sort
to
of
walk over and open up
happened.
this door.
Seemed to have gotten stuck in a different domain, place. The styles are weird.
And she hisses out the name, Mosine.
Has Ste'yn ever heard this name before?
Absolutely not. She begins to constrict around you. It's going to be 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my gosh.